A symbol of timeless luxury, the pure and elegant beauty of the Baccarat Chandelier has made it a work of art coveted by the rich and famous around the world. The Baccarat Company has been called an ambassador of French culture, and they're proud of it. Just ask them why.
It's very obvious. Baccarat chandeliers are so unique. All the pieces are done by hand by some of the best craftsmen in France.
The story about Baccarat and chandeliers is a story about passion, because since 1764, Baccarat has illuminated most of the famous palaces all over the world.
The Baccarat headquarters in Paris could be considered a palace itself. A spectacular 3-meter-high chandelier adorns the staircase. The factory is still in Baccarat, France. It started out in 1764, when King Louis XV gave his royal consent to start a glassworks in the village just east of Paris. Eventually, they switched from glass to lead crystal. The addition of lead oxide allowed the glass to be melted at a lower temperature. It also produced spectacular results. The reflected light became a symbol of power and wealth.
Very quickly, the aristocracy of all over the world wanted to dress the tables with these royal crystal.
Some of the designs in the archives go back to the early 1800s.
Baccarat was synonym of perfection, of reflection of light, of excellence and quality, and the French culture and French art of living and the art of entertainment.
That tradition is still kept alive today.
You will see that there is not so big difference between past chandeliers and current ones. All the pieces are still made by hand, by craftsmen.
These elaborate, brilliant beauties start out as something ordinary and rather dull. Sand, but the sand is precious indeed.
Where does the sand come from?
Sadly, he can't tell us.
It comes from France, but unfortunately it's a secret. I can't share you this information.
The sand is mixed with other not-so-secret ingredients like lead oxide, potassium carbonate, and broken bits of recycled crystal. The first stage is the hot process, where the sand mixture is fired in a clay oven at more than 1,500 degrees Celsius. The melted crystal is then gathered on the end of a blowpipe, and molten magic begins.
We pick up a piece of crystal. We pick this piece on both sides. We extend it. We twist on the two sides, opposite direction, and then we put it into a special shape.
Baccarat stores more than 30,000 molds here, some dating back to the early 1800s.
It's just plenty of levels, full of molds.
There's a mold for every shape, like these bell-shaped pieces which will eventually hold light bulbs. Once formed, the crystal is passed through this oven, which slowly drops in temperature, reducing stress. The newly formed chandelier parts now head to the cold process.
For the cold process, we have some cutting wheels, plenty of cutting wheels, according to the pattern you want to apply or the shape you want to give to the pieces.
Some of the best artisans in the world work here. Shaping each piece requires rock-steady hands and minute precision.
One of the main differences for our craftsmen, this is the piece which is going to the tool and not the opposite. This is one of the main differences. The tool is fixed and the piece is coming to the tool.
The S-shaped branches, which will form the chandelier arms, are cut at each end for a clean finish. A high-pressure stream of water is forced through them, creating tubes to house electrical cables later. The signature touch is a single blood-red crystal that is engraved with the letter B. Holes are drilled into each droplet so the assembly can begin. Jewelers attach crimps to each droplet. This painstaking, detailed work has been done this way for generations. Here, for the first time, we see the chandelier in its full, lustrous glory. After final assembly, believe it or not, it's disassembly, since it would be nearly impossible to ship these chandeliers intact.
We disassemble the chandelier and we package them into foam and wood box to ensure no damage and proper delivery.
For almost 2.5 centuries, Baccarat has provided the perfect marriage of crystal and light. Their clientele is still exclusive, making it affordable by a few, but appreciated by many.